Hello everyone, it's Peter here from peterleopard.com, helping you study smart and learn fast. Today we're spending 5 minutes on my student notes workflow and why I heavily use tags in EverNote. Let's start off straight away with my notebooks and tag structure. I'm using the Macintosh version here, but what you see and what I describe, what I show you is very similar to the web-based view, and I assume very similar to the Windows view. You can actually see all this information on your smartphone as well. It all works very similarly. First thing you might notice is that if you look down the left hand side here, this is where your navigation occurs mostly when you're using and working with EverNote. I've actually got a couple of shortcuts up here. I'll deal with this straight away and get that out of the road. These are links to common or very regularly used notes that you want to get access to very quickly and easily. You can see there that I've got a few of them that I go to at the moment, and they will change all the time. I will come in here and remove these from the shortcuts list or add to those on a very frequent basis. They are your quick and easy access to very important or current notes that you want to access. You'll see here at the moment that I've got about 488 notes, and if I click on this notes icon on the left here, it actually displays every note that I've got in the system. Coming down further here to notebooks, you'll notice here that I've got very few notebooks actually, and some of this is the GC marketing one here is in fact a legacy bunch of stack of notebooks that I've yet to move into this preferred system that I'm using now, which is based on the getting things done structure and process that I've been using of late. So let's look more closely at the notebooks. As I said, there's very few of these, and I have a very simple workflow here, and I've learned a lot from using my email systems in the past. I used to have a really long list of folders in my email system. I used to have deep set of folders that work together, and I quickly realized that it was a pointless and ridiculous exercise. The searching capability of the email systems today, and similarly in EverNote now, means that I can very quickly and easily find individual emails, and now in EverNote, individual notes. So that if I click on the inbox notebook here, or templates notebook here, it finds the notes that I've stored away excuse me, very quickly and easily. So let's look at inbox. You can see here that I've still got an assignment template that I'm just fleshing out at the moment. This assignment's due in a few weeks' time, and I'm just starting to document that and record what I need to do for that. It's in the inbox as an action that I haven't finished yet. It will get moved as soon as I've completed it. I will drag that and I'll just move that down into the archive folder. All of my notes move very rapidly to the archive folder, and they all live in that one folder once I've dealt with them. The inbox folder is where I create new notes, where I will usually put notes that I've created from the web clipper, and I've done a previous blog post about that and video about that. Anything I email into EverNote, which I do occasionally, will be sent to that inbox. You can set that as the default inbox. If I look in this templates notebook for a moment, you can see here that I've got a few templates that I use quite frequently. In fact, this assignment cover sheet, master project note is listed in here, and when I am creating new content to go in the inbox, often they'll come from the templates folder. So if I find that template, I will go here and I'll say copy that into the inbox please, and I've obviously done that a few times because the menu is contextual, and that will then create a separate and fresh document note, that is, in the inbox to be used. And I will quickly change tags. I'll remove the template tag and I will add other tags. I'm coming back to what these tags are about in a moment. I've already mentioned everything else I create. Once I've created the notes and I've processed them in the inbox, they will get moved to the archive. And I'll make sure that I do that on a daily basis. I'll make sure that I come back to this inbox and flush it out, tag tasks, tag reference materials appropriately, move it to the archive. I want it all in the one notebook, out of sight, out of mind, not making me think about this big list of documents or notes or to-dos. If I want to go and see it, I can look at it and find it just by clicking on a tag down here that I'm coming to in a moment. There's other notebooks that I have here. Some of these are legacy systems, some of these are related to applications that we use. Let's move on to tags. You can see here that if I click on the tags, I can actually view them in the window separately over here, and I've in fact got 3 major levels of tags. In fact, their names are more visible over here. I've structured these very simply relating to levels of context for me. This again is using the getting things done concepts. So at the top level, level 0, ground 0, that's where you're at the coalface doing tasks, and you want to be able to create notes which are just tasks, in other words, research topic X for example, in one of these categories, in one of these notes. I have a lot of tasks that I've got to do at my computer at the moment. I can quickly find those, and they're all stored in the archive folder already. If I want to click quickly on that tag, it will show me the 11 notes that I have created at the moment to do at my computer. If I want to see what I've got to do when I'm at the library, I've got one textbook that I need to return to the library at the moment. So it's very quick and very easy to look at these next actions. I can of course create tasks and put them into other categories here. I'm not going to go through each of those one by one. Now at a higher level, you want to be able to view what projects you've got going on. And projects in my mind are a group of tasks or actions that are put together. A project is an overview of that. So we've got projects in progress, and in the student context they are an individual assignment. In fact, I've got 2 assignments here at the moment for a particular subject that I've created tags for. I might have other projects, and everybody will have different projects on the go at the moment, and probably a lot more than this. I'm using this in a very limited fashion. But I've got an ebook project that I'm working on, I've got blog ideas that I'm working on, I've got individual assignments for the subject at uni at the moment. And I tag notes relevant to those assignments. Further down here, I've got a higher level of tags again. Anything that I create, any note that I create related to any of these subjects that I'm doing, I make sure I tag them with that bigger, longer term view, that whole semester view related to them. Because it's important that I can come back later. You'll see that these tags also have things like themes, like a focus area like lecture notes or reference materials. And I can do searches for combinations of lecture notes that are only relevant for this subject. And it's quite easy to do that. You'll notice if you were looking carefully that I've actually got a different prefix in front of each of the different levels. Hashes in front of subject and focus areas. And down at the task level, in the next actions, we have an @ symbol. I'm jumping around here a bit, sorry. Go back to the projects now. You'll notice that I use a exclamation mark for projects. And that just makes it easy for me when I'm adding tasks. If I'm typing them in the web clipper sometimes, I can remember what context and I'm usually putting in a context from 2 at least of those different levels. Adding like tags, by the way, is as simple as dragging it out onto the area on the notebook. But if I want to remove that tag, again it's a case of using the delete key and getting rid of it as well. So as suggested before, this is one system that I use to have different tags. It means that I can have multiple tags on the one note, and it makes it very easy when I have finished an assignment, for example. When I finish this assignment here, the 8 notes, I don't have to go and find them in a notebook. I don't have to go back and change their title or at all. All I have to do is pick up this tag and move it down into projects completed with the other assignments that I've previously done, and drop that in there, so that the status of those notes is then changed overall in my mind. I can still go and search for them in exactly the same way. I haven't had to go and find each note and change them at all. And that's one of the beauties. If I decide to change the name of a tag and recategorize all of those in that context alone, I can go in and rename that tag quite easily just by typing in there, and it will redo that. So that's the general process I use. I'm a very short period of time here to try and get that across today. That's me for GTD. This is Peter here from peterleopard.com, helping you study smart and learn fast. And that's your 5 minutes for today. Thanks.